fast.
Okay.
Took you a while to answer that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one, though.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, those are both very good things to be, but I think fast will be it.
All right. Would you rather forever exercise drenched in someone else's body sweat or forever exercise while smelling someone else's protein farts?
Somebody else's sweat. As a wrestler, I wore a lot of people's sweat,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Protein farts are pretty bad.
Protein farts are pretty bad.
They're
bad.
They kind of smell like rotten eggs.
Okay. Would you rather work out with The Rock or work out with Arnold?
The Rock.
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually.
Arnold's classic, but The Rock, he's just,
he's a hype man.
Our age group. Yeah, he's a hype man.
He would be like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Arnold probably like, you. Yeah, Arnold's probably just be like, you pussy. I'll do whatever the fuck I do,
Yeah, funny enough, I just saw Arnold on a podcast, and this clip is going viral lately, where someone was asking him like, "Hey, are you going to continue to work out? As you're in your 70s and 80s, and you're going to still hit it as hard as you can."
I saw this.
Yeah, so it's getting big, and he's like, "Am I going to eat breakfast tomorrow?" He's like, "Of course I am. Am I going to go to sleep tomorrow? Of
course I am. Am I going to shower? Am I going to shower every day?
Of course I am.
Why would I not work out?"
And I love that. I might pick Arnold because I love The Rock, but Arnold is just
that's a tough one.
He's royalty. He's royalty. God dang.
That's true.
Yeah.
Would you rather do burpees for 2 hours straight, or would you rather lift heavy weights for 30 minutes while you have raging diarrhea?
Oh, burpees suck so bad. I've had diarrhea in my pants before, and that sucks bad too. I'll do burpees.
Oh
Okay.
God, 2 hours. That's a long time.
Yeah. All right.
It is a long time, but
that's a great segue too, JP. I'm gonna look. Okay, where's my camera? It's over there.
That's a great segue to what?
Oh yeah, you know what's coming.
He's got another would you rather question.
You know what's coming. Okay, so big one, prime time, primo question here. Would you rather poop your pants squatting or throw up after a deadlift?
I'll throw up after a deadlift.
Yep. Yeah, that's always the right.
Stop.
Yeah. I knew that was going to be your answer because you told me you just had poop in your pants and you didn't like it. And no one does. No one ever does.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No one likes that.
Yeah, one time in middle school gym class, I accidentally let a shard out.
Oh gosh.
I hid in the bathroom for the entire gym class. I was so embarrassed, and it was a mess.
And it was middle school.
I never want to clean up again. Middle school. Yeah. Pivotal moments in puberty.
Oh yeah.
Going through that, hiding in the bathroom. I don't want to poop my pants again and have to clean up that mess. I'd rather puke. It's a lot easier to clean up.
It's the
just
obvious
gotta brush your teeth. You're good to go.
Obvious choice, Amanda.
Stop. I guess you guys
Amanda,
Okay, we've literally had guys on our podcast for almost every episode, and all the guys always say that. So you guys must just have runny, nasty poop.
No.
Because
Jess also said she would rather.
Did
throw
she?
up.
I don't know. We're gonna have to re-listen to that episode.
Because JP, because I haven't experienced it firsthand, but in high school, a gentleman was squatting and he pooped his pants. And it was horrible. Again, you're right. Pivotal time in your life, and we're still talking about it.
But
10
we're
years
adults
later.
now, so if you pooped your pants, you just deal with it. I mean, come on.
No, you would never live that down. Absolutely not. No one ever lives that down. It's like, oh, hey, you're
forever
the poop guy.
known.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People don't forget.
They do not. Like I forgot that. Shout out kid in high school if you're listening. You probably are. I don't remember your name, but I do remember you pooped your pants in high school.
Well, now I will remember that JP pooped his pants too. It's a good story to have about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our millions of listeners are going to know too.
Millions of listeners who are tuning in daily. So, well, JP, I mean, I know with the many years that you've been with Anytime Fitness, and I know it is more on the corporate side of things, but you got to have some good, funny stories, or honestly, even just inspirational stories that you've experienced with your countless years with Anytime Fitness. I mean, tell us, does anything come to mind?
when I first joined, there was Betty Lou Sweeney. She was in her 70s, and she broke the Guinness World Record for planking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, when you come in and you see inspirational, and then you think about people like your parents or the older demographic that whether they've written exercise off or anything like that, that's just like, and I think that's a common theme with all these is like these people have stuff against them, odds against them, but excuses aside, they're gonna do their best to accomplish whatever goal they put in front of them. And there's so many stories like that that aren't necessarily like I broke the Guinness World Record, but I did my first pull up.
Yeah.
I ran on the treadmill for a mile, like stuff like that. That is just like gives me goosebumps for when you help that person take the first step. Um, those are the things that I think actually not just myself, but like the people in the club, people like yourselves. That's probably why you always, get that soul, um, your soul cup filled when you have those moments. So Betty Lou Sweeney's one of them. I also this past year in Dallas, Tyler,
Yeah.
the with Down syndrome. That was
Yeah.
the first time we've had a member with Down syndrome come in, and he was just the life of the party. He was
Yeah.
one of
Oh
my
yeah.
like reasons that was one of my favorite conferences and favorite member success stories was that and just to see the network of people that are committed to helping Tyler, be a better version of himself, and then how he shares the love right back. Even having Down syndrome, getting in, working out, and living and experience a healthier life is just like anybody can do it if they have the right, mentality or the right support network. And then the other one is Josh Cox. If you guys remember him, he actually ended up being an Anytime Fitness trainer, but he was, the chubby kid in school, and he was bullied constantly. And I don't know if it was high school or middle school or what it was, but some bullies found him, grabbed him outside of school, and literally duct taped him to uh, bleachers that were outside, like a baseball field, duct taped him and like tore his shirt off, slapping his belly, and left him there.
Wow.
And, he took that moment upon himself instead of like, and mental health is a huge thing nowadays. And you could see somebody like that going and seriously causing themselves some self harm. But he took it upon himself. He went home, asked his mom to get a gym membership. He went over to an Anytime Fitness, joined up there, and he became like a bodybuilder. And not only that, he became a trainer, then helping other people overcome what he had overcome. So many layers of inspiration that happened there. But that moment when he's sitting on the bench, duct tape there, could have gone one of two ways. And he chose the right path. And I think that's kind of it, is like those small choices that make the big difference. He was able to completely change his life around and then change other people's lives. Like, I don't know. That's that was one that has always stuck with me and one that I'll probably always remember.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep.
That's what we do at Anytime Fitness, right, JP? We raise the self-esteem of the world. Hashtag
That's right.
Chuck Runyon.
Yep. Help real people
Coming for you,
overcome
Chuck.
barriers to
And
their
Dave.
life.
Yeah, we're coming for
you,
those
Chuck.
people. We're coming for you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you, son.
I'll put in a good word. I'll put in a good word.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, yeah, a lot of different stories come to mind. I've heard crazy stuff that's happened inside of clubs. We have a member solutions team that handles all types of different, calls, and we usually get to hear the stories of what's going on, or whenever somebody's getting in trouble, doing naughty things. We usually are on, the phone with the owner. Like they'll call the FBC to say, hey, so and so is messing up, or they're doing whatever. You need to call this owner. And so I do have some stories about that. One time, late night, 24/7 access. We don't necessarily have staff over the night hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, but we do have cameras.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
It's important to
And
point that out.
literally, it was like midnight or 1 a.m. People came in with a camera setup, plopped it in the gym, and shot a porno inside one of our gyms.
Oh my God.
Yeah, now
No.
that was some years ago, but that one was like, holy crap.
Okay, well,
Um,
JP, oh, go ahead.
you guys mind if I ask you some questions?
Oh gosh.
Oh, this is no one
Wow.
ever asked us
Okay.
questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, if I being we oversee multi-club operators. One of the biggest issues that, even before now, but especially now, is staffing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Getting people and keeping them around for a long time. But you guys, I mean, what, it was almost 5 years ago now that I visited you guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.5, 5 years ago.
Yeah. Five.
And
Yeah.
for the most part, you guys have your core team still in place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
And what do you do that's different?
And I would say, first it starts by finding the people that are going to give people a good experience. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a crazy amount of personal training experience or experience in the fitness industry per se, but just people that like wants to help people, and that is their main goal for working in general.
Mm-hmm.
I find that the most successful people that I have on staff are the people that have like done other jobs before and like really hated their lives, had the Sunday scaries all the time, and they were like,
Mm-hmm.
I was making, yeah, six figures in my other job, but I just hated my life, and they gave that up to better other people's lives and better their own lives, and find something that's like meaningful to them.
Yeah, because I would say
No
that,
doubt.
I mean, mine's to a much lesser extent because, she oversees all the PT and I just see Marble Falls. But, I mean, some of my trainers at our gym have, what would you say, stuck around the longest?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, in at Trav's location, we have one trainer who's been on staff for 10 years,
Hmm.
another for 5.5,
Yep.
um, and then the other one's for about 2 years. So,
Yeah.
and then a couple newbies that just came on with us. But, um, yeah,
Yeah, I would say just the team dynamic. I mean, we all, because that's something that I like to show off about the way we structure our personal training programs are that, it's not just you. It's not just you floating the floor looking for clients. It's not just you grinding that it's Blake, it's myself. We're putting in the extra
Mm-hmm.
amount of work to make sure that, hey, and if you have one client just drop off suddenly, that you got this whole team support to, hey, how do we get your hours back to where you want them to be? Are you
yeah,
constantly ask them, are you
Mm-hmm.
happy with your hours? Do you want more clients? How can we make you, a better trainer with constant coaching? And
hmm,
when the coaching gets nailed down pat, I mean, then it's just like our trainer Ed, he's been 10 plus years. His clients never leave his schedule because he's giving a great experience. They're loving it. Then, I mean, like and then also my trainer Steph, she barely has anyone ever leave her schedule anymore. So she has
yeah,
the same clients
Mm-hmm.
year after year after year. So when something does happen, that's when we're right on the spot. We're like, okay, you have an opening. What do we got to do? What do we got to fill it? How do we just keep that
Mm-hmm.
process going? So just working as a big team, I would say, has contributed to, why our turnover is kind of low at Marble Falls.
yeah,
So yeah,
and just everybody on the team
That's awesome.
is equally as important.
yeah,
There's no
absolutely.
hierarchy, and
Mm-hmm.
like I oversee all these clubs, but I still go in and I clean the bathrooms. I make the
Yep.
phone calls. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not, I'll step in and cover a client if I need to. And, if a trainer's out. So, and all of our training staff help with cleaning as
That's
well.
great.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're a big help, especially when we're not there. I mean,
As they should.
Yeah.
yeah, they do great. They do great work.
That's great. Well, you guys are obviously doing something right. I wanted to ask you guys what your secret sauce is, because there's a lot of people buying up a lot of gyms, growing real fast. But I love what you guys have done with your group and focused on just being like making what you have as best as it can be. And I think a huge issue with the turnover is hurting a lot of gyms.
Yeah.
And the
Mhm.
fact that you guys had that, I just and then recognize you kept people around for a long time. Wanted to hear about that.
All right. Well, JP, I really appreciate having you on. You know, I was excited to get you over to